Hi there, my name is Claire Luffman and I'm a business mentor, and I help the women entrepreneur, especially the mompreneur, create an incredibly successful business. And normally I actually work with folks who already have established businesses. But one thing I've been noticing lately is that some of the folks that I'm working with, through working together, we realize they're not in the right business. No wonder why it's felt like such a struggle for them. And we are blessed though, ladies. We have so many opportunities as far as businesses. And specifically now I'm talking about direct sales network marketing businesses. I mean, there's at least 80 plus really good, reputable companies. But how do you know what's going to be the right fit for you? Because it goes beyond just your passion for the products, right? It goes beyond just, do you love jewelry? Do you love candles? Are you a health nut? It goes beyond that. And I know a lot about these business models. There are some business models that they look phenomenal, but that individual that's working it for years realize it's a hard business model to make really good money at, especially if you weren't like one of the, in the first year or two of that business being around. But there's other businesses, their comp plans are phenomenal, but it's so hard to know. So I wanted to offer a resource for you. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to share with you what to be looking for in a network marketing or direct sales business. Questions to ask that individual, that rep from that company that you're interested in learning more about. And also what I wanted to do is offer many of you, unfortunately I won't have time to speak with everybody, but just a 30-minute complimentary. We're going to hop on the phone. I'm going to find out a little bit more about you, your passions, your strengths, what it is that the lifestyle that you're trying to create. And I would love to help give you some thoughts as far as what business, a couple of the businesses that I think would be a great fit. Because what I see so often is people put their ladder up on the wrong business, right? On the wrong building. And they're spending all this time climbing up and they realize, wait a minute, this is totally the wrong building. So then they move their ladder and have to start over. So I'd love to save you those years and years. There is the right business for you. One that's going to feel just like such a fit. It's going to feel authentic. And there's no reason you shouldn't be an absolute success. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to get to the top of that business. So let's dive on into what to be thinking about as you're on your quest to become this work-at-home mom, which I cannot blame you. This is the greatest thing ever, to be able to be at home and earn an incredible income. But there's so many choices, right? I mean, we are blessed. There are so many choices, businesses that you can start today and have up and running by tomorrow, right? Jewelry and purses and cookware, oh my. And there's probably 80 plus really great network marketing and direct sales companies. So the hard thing is knowing which one is right for you, because it's not a one size fits all, right? It's really figuring out the best one for you and the one that you're going to be able to most succeed at. So I can, again, totally understand why you want to work from home. You want to be home for your family. You don't want your family getting just your leftovers, right, at the end of a very long day. For many, it's just your desire. You just have this brain desire to stay at home. You see yourself as a stay-at-home mom, but that's also bringing in the money. You see yourself there when your children get off the bus. You see yourself there being able to help with homework. Or whatever your why is, please know that's absolutely possible. You can do it. You truly can. The key, again, is to figuring out the right business model. Because if you're in the wrong business, the wrong business model, just to be honest with you, it could feel like such a struggle. Feel like you're banging your head against the wall. But when you can find that right business and the right business model for you, based on your strengths, based on your passions, based on how much time you have to work, how you prefer to work, it's absolutely possible. It's just about finding the right one for you. And it's not just eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's not just saying yes to whichever your friend seems to be most persistent. It's not just being like, oh, I just love this product. I just love this purse, so I'm just going to sell purses. It goes so much deeper than that. There's 5 key criteria. I'm going to go through this, jot down some notes. These are the things that I would love for you to talk with that representative or ambassador of whatever companies you believe at this point you're more drawn to, you're resonating with. So the first thing is going to be, what's the initial startup, the investment and the cost, what are the ongoing expenses going to be, and to think about the type of products and how you sell them, the compensation plan, how you get paid, and your mentor.
These 5 things are absolutely critical. So the startup cost. I mean, first of all, what does it cost just to become a business owner? And there is a big range. I mean, anywhere from like $30 to $3,000. And I completely get that to have a business, to make money, you spend money, right? I mean, we are actually my husband and I own a retail store. So I totally get that to have that type of establishment, you're talking about $100,000 to open up something like that. So if you are looking at a company and it's $2,000 or $3,000, of course that's going to be how they're overcoming that objection, right? That it's just a drop in the bucket compared to opening up a different type of business, and that's correct. However, it tends to be much more difficult to grow a team when that individual, a brand new business owner who at this point doesn't really know, is this really going to be the thing for me? Is it going to work for me to invest that much money? So the lower the startup cost, again, they range, and there's a lot of really great companies where it's very small amount to actually become a business owner. Beyond becoming a business owner, a number of the companies, you then order starter packs. They call it all different things: starter packs, welcome packs. Now, with some companies, this is where the expense is. You can come in with a small little package, but with some companies, in order to get the real income potential, it's based on buying a big package, like an elite package. And many times, that first decision about how you're going to come in, that starter pack, truly does determine your financial success level in that company, where it's the same potential isn't there for everyone depending on the level of the starter pack. So there are some companies that don't even require a starter pack. There are some where it's minimal, 100. There's some where it's like 500 to 800, and there's some where it's in the thousands. So it's really, really important, because sometimes the company just shares what it costs to become the business owner. They don't talk about those starter packs. And also to find out, is there inventory? Some business models, they are more of the direct sales, where you're directly selling. So you're buying inventory, and that could be a big investment. We're going to talk about that in a bit too, but inventory can be in many businesses very misleading, because it makes complete sense, right? In order to sell this product, I want to have it on hand. And then normally when you are in a company where there's inventory, you get a greater percentage commission, right? So maybe you buy the product from the company for $10 and you sell it for $20. So that's a 50% commission. And that's what they'll share with you, that there's a 50% commission. But that's not really true, because those folks who have ever had inventory know that there is a huge expense there. Products change. You have a lot of wasted inventory. Let's say that you have all their lipsticks and now they just changed the packaging. Inventory can be very expensive and very misleading. You're getting nowhere near that 50%. So definitely find that out. What does it cost to get this business up and running? And then what are the ongoing expenses? For some companies, there's a monthly website expense. Now, the fact that they create websites, these sales websites, that's great, because creating a website it could be very expensive and time consuming. For some, the website is just part of how you sign up to become a business owner, and for others, it's a monthly amount that you're paying every single month, whether you're really working in the business or not. So that's important to find out. Another huge thing is that there's a required monthly order. For many of the companies, the business owner is expected to be on auto ship. Now, even that's slightly different. Sometimes you're on auto ship and you are required to make that order regardless of how phenomenal your sales are. And there's others where you only sort of have a backup order, and this is only if you want to receive commission, and that if you had customers ordering, then you wouldn't be required to do a monthly order. Most companies require a monthly order, but not all of them. And those types of requirements can really start adding up. Finding out, are there new products frequently, where you're needing to get more samples or demo pieces. So even if you're not in a company that has inventory, some companies, though, you are expected to buy a lot of products because you need to have display. You need to be able to show the products. So maybe every season there's, let's just say with jewelry, for example, maybe every season there's new jewelry pieces. And are you expected to be buying them, and what is the cost? So really just figuring out what these ongoing expenses are. Another thing, I'll be talking about this when we get to the compensation plan, but asking if there's a monthly quota. And this is different. I'm talking differently than just your personal monthly order. But let's say you're in leadership and you've got a team. There are some companies where there's some monthly quota for you to get the leadership commission. Your team needs to have ordered a certain amount. And I can tell you that could be a somewhat stressful business, and it can get expensive. Many of those leaders will tell you, or should I say the truth is, I don't know if they'll tell you or not, but many of those leaders, what they do is, let's say that the quota was that their team needed to place cumulatively $3,000 that month, but they were short. They were $2,500. So in order for that business owner, maybe she's able to get an $800 bonus, but if she doesn't reach the 3,000, maybe she gets 0. So what is she thinking? Ooh, well, I'm $500 short. I could use these products anyway, or maybe add more to my inventory, and then I'll get the $800 commission, so at least I'm getting $300 commission versus nothing. And they do this month after month, so it can get very expensive. I love when I see the business models where there is no monthly production quota. It is a much more simple, stress-free business model. And then let's talk about the products. I mean, do you love the products? That is part of it. Being a product of the product is so important. If you don't firmly believe that these products are phenomenal and they have helped you, it's pretty difficult to have a successful business. You need to have that deep-seated belief that they really work and that they're meeting an unmet need. So are they meeting an unmet need, or can you get these anywhere? And can you get them a different way, easier and less expensive? I mean, there's got to be some reason that folks would go to you to buy this product. So asking yourself that, is this meeting an unmet need that's not already easily accessible out there in the marketplace? And are they consumable? That's ideal when you have customers that just love these products and they keep using them and using them and using them, and they're reordering every single month happily because they're needing them, they love them. Or does it get to be a point where the person has enough? And this isn't to bash Tupperware, but I have heard myself say that, looking in my drawers being like, oh my gosh, I never need another piece of Tupperware. Like, I am good. So that's something to consider, as if it's consumable. And can you easily build a loyal customer base? People who just want to be customers and you get rewarded for it, and they just love these products. They wouldn't want to go elsewhere. The products are phenomenal. They love working with you, and that's important. And does the company send the products to the customer, or are you personally making deliveries? Because if you're personally making deliveries, yeah, there's a cute little added touch with that, but there's a lot more expense and time when you're doing that versus when the company handles all of that for you, getting the products out, mailed out. So again, that does help with the more simple business model when the company handles all of that for you. And then asking if it's a party plan business. Now, depending on your personality, you might like a party plan business or you might not like a party plan business. But to be honest, there are folks who sometimes feel like they might like a party plan business because they're like, oh, every time I go to work, it's a party. But it gets old for some people because a lot of times those parties are at nights and weekends, and they're taking time away from their family. And the market's a bit saturated, right? Sometimes you hear women friends say, oh, I don't want to go to another party. But party plan businesses still do work, and they do work well. So it's really depending on your personality because there is a lot more that's involved with the party plan business, right? It's finding people who are going to host the party, and you are coaching the hostess to make sure she's inviting people, and you're driving, and there's that time that's involved and the setup that's involved. And so, but again, there are some folks who love it, and there's people who still love it. Like they'll find any reason. They'll host any type of party just to have their friends over. So it definitely still does work. The compensation plan. So how do you get paid and how frequently? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it that you're going to buy the products from the company, you'll sell them, and sort of what's left over is yours? Or does it all come from the company? Do they direct deposit your commission checks directly? And just how do you get paid? So comp plans can be simple or can be complicated. And whoever you're speaking to, right, that representative of the company that you might be interested in, if they can't describe the comp plan, it's probably a bit complicated. And I know that when we start a business, it's not always easy to be able to sort of grasp it, right? Because a lot of times there's lots of different ways you can get paid. Sometimes it takes a month or two for you to actually see, okay, look, I had eight customers, and I added 2 new people to my team, and you're able to get pen to paper, and it made sense why you received that commission check. But some are so complicated. It's like at the end of the month, that leader is just it's almost like manipulating the numbers, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's just not clear. So like, well, if she ordered instead of her, it would have been so much different. And is it stressful? There are some comp plans that are stressful, that the end of the month, that last day of the month, that business owner is sort of in overwhelm. A lot of times that comes with monthly quotas again being like production based. So that's really important to know. With most any network marketing companies, the start of a new month, you're starting over, but it shouldn't be stressful. And there's many companies where it's not stressful. So that purely does exist. I'd also want to know with the comp plan, is it just as good to have customers as it is to have business owners on your team? I find that those are the easiest businesses for women to run, one where if their customer just wants to be a customer, that's fabulous. If they want to be a business owner, that's fabulous. Whatever works best for that customer. Instead of feeling like you're needing to get business owners in order to make any money in your business. So that's really important. It's an easier business model when it's just as good to have customers as it is to have business owners. And finding out if your pay is based on the production of your team. Is it based on what they're ordering? Because again, that sort of goes back to sometimes those stressful months. And then sometimes as a business owner too, if your upline, at the end of the month is sending out all these, order, work harder, we're short, that stress can really, really carry down. I also want to know if you lose people when they get promoted. So let's say, I don't know what the rank would be in the company that you're looking at, but let's just say, you're a sales director, and now some people in your team are about to become a sales director, which will promote you, let's say, to a senior sales director. But when they become a sales director, in some companies, they break off, and you lose them and their entire team. You're not starting from ground zero, because it wasn't like that was the only team in your unit or whatever it's called, but that's really difficult. You lose people when they get promoted. There are plenty of companies where you never lose someone unless they completely drop out of the company. And then there's even those companies that if someone completely drops out of the company, they've got what's called compression. So their now empty spots would be just filled automatically with whoever's below them. So you're always getting paid. Many of them, you're always getting paid on a certain level, like certain number levels deep, like 5 levels deep, 7 levels deep, 10 levels deep. So there's still a number of companies that where you lose your folks and when you work so darn hard on helping them get promoted, and that just can take the wind out of your sails. I'd also want to know what's the average time it takes for people to make it to the top of the company. Now, there are some companies where it's nearly impossible to make it to the top if you weren't in there in the beginning. and, ground floor opportunity. There are some phenomenal companies now where there is no ground floor opportunity, that it doesn't matter when you start in the company, you are able to make it to the top. But some companies, the top people have been the same people forever and ever and ever. And for others, they're new. I mean, that could take someone, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years to get to the top of that company and making phenomenal money. So the company should know that. What is the average time it takes for people to make it to the top? And again, is it even possible? Or was it more based on the reason why for some companies it's the same folks at the top all the time is because of the way they've set up their comp plan, where the majority of the money is going to the top of the top people. And when that's the case, it's really hard to make a good income when you are newer in business, or even that you've been in business for a number of years. So there are some companies that do not do a great job with evenly distributing that out. So comp plan is huge. It's something that a lot of people don't understand when they're signing up, but it's huge. And then your mentor. So your direct upline, most of these companies have great training. So if your upline isn't great, sometimes you're able to sort of get a replacement. You find somebody else who's willing to help you. But it's not ideal. The ideal is that your direct upline, whoever it is that sponsors you in, is phenomenal. And that you guys get along, because that's one of the blessings of network marketing, is that you are able to not only grow a phenomenally successful business and make phenomenal money, but you can make some of the best friends. They truly become like family. So you really want to trust that upline, and that they know what they're doing, that they're not clueless. Because when that upline is good, you can get off to a phenomenal start. You can break records in your company. Versus if they're sort of floundering, you're going to be floundering, no matter how great the training is that company provides. So it's your upline, it's your team, and then it's the training that's available to you. And a lot of direct sales companies, network marketing companies do a great job. And a lot of people take it on their own, the people that are in leadership. And now with this online world, right, they're able to put together YouTube videos and online chats. But I really want you to consider that direct upline, and that he or she really seems to know her stuff, and that you guys really click. So those are the things I would love for you to start doing some research. I'm sure there's some companies that are just in your mind, whether it's Pampered Chef or Stella and Dot or Plexus or Young Living. There's just so many great companies, phenomenal companies. So start doing some research, asking them some questions. And what I'd actually love to do, I actually work with folks who already have established businesses. But the reason I'm doing this is I'm finding that sometimes the reason they were struggling in their business is because they're in the wrong business. And I feel like if I can just help folks, this is completely complementary. I'm not going to be able to speak with all of you, unfortunately. I just simply won't have enough time in the day. But I'd love to offer some of you a business strategy call. We'll hop on the phone. I'll find out a bit more about you and your strengths and your passions, and how much time you have to work your business and the lifestyle you're trying to create. And I know these business models inside and out, from all the mentoring that I've done, from being in networking, for being just so involved in businesses. I've been in direct sales, network marketing, then have my own business from scratch, help folks build their own business from scratch, and we have a retail store. So I'll be able to give you my 2 cents and really give you direction on what businesses might be the best fit for you that you could become a thorough success in. So just enter in your information below. You'll submit it. We'll automatically get it, myself and my virtual assistant, and then we'll be following up with those that we're going to be able to get on the calendar. We'll schedule a day and time, and I am looking forward to helping you pick the best in-home business model for you. You ladies have a great day. Talk soon. Bye.